This is the Louie Tee Network.
I'm ready for some football. I don't know about you. Who else could it be but your man Lou? Yeah.
Overtime! And we head to overtime.
Who else could it be but me, your man, Louie Tee? Welcome. You are here on Monday Night Football Overtime. As you just watched the Redskins get their ass whooped and mollywopped on Monday Night Football, 38-16. We'll jump into the breakdown of that game here shortly, but first and foremost, thank you for joining me on this program, Monday Night Football Overtime. Remember, there's more Monday Night Football Overtime to come. Got the Monday Night Doubleheader as we speak right now going on. 49ers and Rams. At that game's conclusion, we will be back here breaking that football game down as well. So don't forget to join me for that as well. So, Redskins weren't able to get it done. We'll talk about that and how good the Steelers look tonight and all of those things here in a second. But first, if you're a first-time viewer of this channel, welcome. And also subscribe to the Louie Tee Network for more great content now and into the future as we continue to break down every single game in the National Football League on the Louie Tee Network, all 256 regular season games. And you know your man would not abandon you during the postseason. So I'm here all around the clock covering the league we all love, the National Football League. So won't you join me and help me do that? Also on Twitter, @InTheLabRoom. Give me a follow there. Also on Facebook, In the Lab Room is the Facebook page. As you can see, all of my social media channels up there that way or that way or that way or that way. Scrolling up and down the screen. Be sure to give your man a follow, a like, and a subscription. So with all that said, if you want to have your voice heard, be sure to leave a comment in the comment section using the hashtag LouieTLive, or you can also leave that same hashtag on Twitter, LouieTLive, to have your comment read at the end of the show when we start having these comments read so we can have a running dialogue. Also, I'll probably open up phone lines a little bit. Let you guys vent if you're out there, Redskin fans, and you feel like you need to vent a little bit. I'm here for you, man. That's why your man Louie Tee is here. If you're a Steelers fan and you want to rejoice and celebrate, I'm here for that too, man. We can do that as well. So let's jump into the breakdown of this game. I stopped taking notes at halftime because I was trying to set everything up, and I saw where this game was going. I had lost all confidence right around 17-6. I saw where this football game was going. I saw we couldn't stop the run, so I understood what time it was. All I asked the fellas was not to embarrass me, and they couldn't even get that part right. So it's all good, man. We lost to a better team. I actually had the Steelers making it to the Super Bowl, so I'm not upset that we lost to a team that I think is a Super Bowl contending football team. We got beat by a better team, and we're not there yet. And sometimes you need an ass whooping to put things in perspective. I had Redskins fans talking 11-5 and 12-4. I'm a 10-6 dude. Never have I moved off of that spot. I'm a 10-6 guy. I think we can get to 10-6. That's a reasonable number for us. We're gonna have some more tough games this season. We're gonna get better as the season progresses. This isn't a final product. Don't overreact to what you saw tonight. Yeah, we got our ass handed to us by a better football team. Just look at the penalty stats, and that'll tell you all you need to know. They were prepared. They were the better team. We weren't. We went out. We made a bunch of mistakes. And we shot ourselves in the foot. We couldn't get off the field on third downs. Bashaud Breeland got destroyed by the best receiver. Let's not sugarcoat anything here. The best receiver in the league. I still think Vitamin B is a hell of a football player. Nothing's changed with me. We just got beat by a better team. But let's jump into this. I'll give you the little bit of notes that I have, and then I'll just freelance the rest of it because all of it is up here any damn way. Photographic memory, folks. Photographic memory. So, let's go to the likes for the Steelers quickly, all the ones that I wrote down. The 4th and 1 call was gutsy, okay? And that's where it all kind of started for us because once they kind of took the top off on the scoring, because remember, we had them 6-0 for a little while there. They didn't score, as you can see down below. They didn't score in the first quarter. So we had them right where we wanted them, and we didn't take advantage of some opportunities. We'll talk about it a little bit later on. But let's jump into likes, dislikes, banana in the tailpipe. Like, dislike, banana in the tailpipe.
What y'all, the second team?
We're the first team.
Yeah, we're not gonna fall for a banana in the tailpipe.
You're not going to fall for the banana in the tailpipe?
Okay, so the likes for the Steelers, the 4th and 1 call was gutsy. I thought the Steelers really rolled the dice there. And if you go back and watch that play, it's the same play that they ran later on 4th and 1 when Ben threw the football to Rodgers. Those guys were open on the first one, and Ben was just being greedy. He knew he had Brown, and they have such a connection with one another that you would even have the guts to throw that football all the way down there when all you need is a yard, and you had two guys running across the field wide open. Pick one. It's a safer, easier throw. It's almost a assured completion. Instead, he goes for the jugular, cuts us, and watches us bleed out on the floor. Give Ben and Brown some credit. They're not the killer bees for no reason. They know how to get it done. And that was the beginning of the end for the Redskins on this night. That 4th and 1 gutsy call. One thing I love about Mike Tomlin, I thought we went and we were scared at the beginning of the game. Mike Tomlin, say what you want. Mike Tomlin is a OG. He's a thug, all right? Never is that man afraid. That's one thing you will never call Mike Tomlin is scared. He's never afraid. Scared money don't make money. Jay Gruden and look, I love Jay. You know, and you know how I feel about Jay, but it was a bitch move on 4th and 2 to punt inside of the Steelers territory. Those boys score points. We're not playing the Philadelphia Eagles. We're not playing the Dallas Cowboys. We're not playing one of these teams that find it hard to score points. We're playing the Pittsburgh Steelers. They score points. So on 4th and 2, 4th and 3 from the Steelers 41-yard line or whatever it was, man, if you don't go for the goddamn first down, and to me, that told me all I needed to know on the night. We were going to play it conservative. We were going to sit on our hand. Our defense isn't good, so what if we pin them inside the 5-yard line? You think that's going to make a difference? You really think that that's going to scare Ben Roethlisberger and Antonio Brown and D'Angelo Williams away from running a football down our damn throat or throwing the football on us at will? No. So why don't you just go for it? We needed to score points. We needed touchdowns. Kirk wasn't sharp. We'll get to all of that. But I said all that to say this. Mike Tomlin wasn't scared. And he let us know early on in this game, my mama ain't no hoe, bitch. My daddy ain't no hoe, bitch. My sister ain't no hoe. Why you trying to play me like a hoe? And so he went for it on 4th and 1, rolled the dice, kissed them, and they came up nice, man. Touchdown. And from that point on, the Steelers had immense confidence in this football game. Antonio Brown, this is what I wrote in my notes. God damn, that boy's bad. I don't know what else you want us to do. I mean, there was some good coverage in this game by Bashaud Breeland on the touchdown. The ball literally went through his hands. That's the story of Bashaud Breeland, though. He will be right there, have an opportunity to make a play on the football, and he'll let it go right through his hands. And I don't know what else you want him to do on that play other than make a play. And so Ben and Antonio made a play. We didn't. They got a 4th and 6 stop where, and the thing that kills me with Kirk Cousins, and I'll get to it when I get to our side of things, they got a stop on 4th and 6 that I thought was very impactful because they were up. I want to say the score might have been 14-6 at the time. May have been 17-6 at the time. May have even been 24-6. I think it was 17-6. We get a chance to go for it. And finally, Jay decides, okay, I got to go for it. They're scoring points. We're kicking field goals. They're scoring touchdowns. I got to go for this. And Kirk decides to check it down to CT scan underneath. Throws it a 5-yard pass, and they don't allow him. Look, come on, Kirk, you got to get that football past the sticks, bruh. They are not allowing 185 pounds. I know they said he's 195. You know good well Chris Thompson is not a $195. They're not going to let 185-pound Chris Thompson get another inch after he catches the football, especially with his back turned to the defense. 3 dudes corralled him, bottled him up a yard short of the sticks, and that was another impactful play for the Steelers. And I thought they did a good job, did the telecast on ESPN of telling us just how many times we were in Pittsburgh Steelers territory on the night and just couldn't get the football in the end zone. And I say it all the time. Field goals don't win games. Touchdowns do. And the Steelers did a great job of converting, and we had to settle. And when you're a settler, like the DirecTV commercial, you end up losing in the end. they were outstanding. The Steelers, they ran the football down our throats. They showed the type of patience that we lacked in this game. You don't think they wanted to take shots down the field? They said, we'll take our shots when they come our way. But we're going to nickel and dime these boys. We're going to run the football down their throat. We're going to gash them in the run game. We're going to cut them and watch them bleed out slow on the turf, man. And we didn't have the patience to do that. It's the same thing I talked about with the Patriots game last night with the Arizona Cardinals. The Patriots sat back in zone coverage the entire night versus the Arizona Cardinals and said, I dare you. I double dog dare you. No, I triple dog dare you to be patient and nickel and dime your way down the field. I bet you can't do it. You want to get chunks, don't you? Don't you? You want to get 20 here. You want to get 15 there. They were giving us the 5 to 6, 7 yard completion all game long. All Kirk had to do was identify which guy was open in zone coverage, take the throw, and keep us ahead of the sticks and down in distance. But you know how that was made exponentially harder? By picking up holding penalties on first down, by picking up false start penalties on first down, by getting holding penalties on second down, by getting an 8-yard run on first down from Matt Jones. Who? Matt Jones. And then having Vernon Davis get a holding penalty and make it 1st and 20 or 2nd and 20. Can't win like that. And the Steelers, they were disciplined. They didn't have the penalties in this game. They didn't shoot themselves in the foot. They went out, played smart, economically sound, efficient football for 4 quarters, and we couldn't manage to do it for 1. Our first drive of the game to me was a microcosm of what we are right now and what we have to eliminate from our game. Kirk Cousins was off on the first possession. Off, I tell you. Okay? The Jordan Reed 3rd down conversion. Jordan Reed had to go down and dig that one off the turf, turn around, make a guy miss, and pick up the 1st down. Jamison Crowder was open on that comeback, that option route to the inside, that pivot route. He was open coming back inside. He might have even scored if Kirk hits him in stride, but Kirk was off. He could see the nerves was working in there, man. Kirk was nervous in this football game. He was pressing, and it showed. He made mistakes. He missed throws. Ben didn't. I mean, stuff was happening to them too. Pocket collapsing around Ben. What did he do? Step up, make a throw. Pocket collapsing around Kirk. He want to try to force it. Step up, man. It's funny. The play that, to me, shows that Kirk Cousins still has a lot of growing to do. Where somewhere close in Steelers territory. I don't remember where. But it's 4th down. It's 3rd down and 7. 6, I think it was 3rd and 6. And the Steelers dropped 8 guys in the coverage, none of which are a key in quarterback. So he's got ample room to run. I'm yelling at the TV, run! Don't just stand there. Run! Don't just look. Run! Don't throw it out of bounds. Run! And what did Gruden say on the telecast? He's got to run. 5 seconds after I'm yelling, run! Don't just stand there. Run! Got to run, bruh. They giving you 8 yards of real estate. Take it. Slide. Kirk want to launch it out of bounds. What is that accomplishing, Kirk? Huh? What are we getting out of you throwing another field goal? We're down 24-6 at the time. We don't need another field goal, bro. We need a touchdown. 4th down and 10. 4th and 11. Steelers drop into another soft zone. They tell Kirk, all right, man, you got to get out the pocket. We coming after you a little bit. Kirk gets out of the pocket. He finally decides to run. I said, Kirk, you can't make it 10 yards. We need a 1st down. Extend the play. Try to throw it somewhere. You know what Kirk does? He runs for 8 yards. Turnover on downs. What are you doing, Kirk? Okay, what are you doing? Jordan Reed was out there. He was circling back around. Try to make a play. I'd much rather you try to throw it to Jordan Reed there than you try to run for 10 yards knowing damn well you're not going to make it. What's the point there? Got to be smart, man. We got to think the game out. Play it out in your head before it happens. Sometimes Kirk is too mechanical, but let me go through the little bit of stuff that I wrote down for us, and then we'll move on. For my likes, we were moving the football. First possession went right down the field. Had an opportunity. Kirk misses Jamison Crowder on the choice route, on the pivot route back to the inside. Damn it, Crowder was wide open, man. Come on, bruh. Gotta hit that. Can't miss that. D-Hop was money all night long. Love D-Hop. Money from 31, 40, and like 47 or something like that, 46. Whatever the case may be. It was good to see D-Hop knocking them home. Vitamin B with the interception. That's a situation where, look, we gotta get a touchdown, man. We got that football inside the Steelers, I want to say 30-yard line, maybe inside the 25. And to come away with a field goal, come on, man. How many opportunities you think they're going to give us to jump out to a lead? They tried to spot us some points, and we didn't want it. They gave us an opportunity to put up 14 and put them in a hole and make them abandon the run game, make them start throwing the football, maybe give us a chance to get after Ben. No, we didn't want to take that. We want to kick field goals and allow them to continue to control the tempo. We didn't even have the ball in the second quarter. They hoarded the football in the second quarter. You know why? Because we couldn't get off the goddamn field in the second quarter. We knew the run game was going to be a problem for us. We knew that going into it. If you're a Redskin fan out there, you knew the run game was going to be an issue. We knew that. We've been crying and complaining about it all preseason long. I talked about it in the first Redskin video I did this offseason leading up to the regular season. I said, look, what are your biggest concerns? You know what my biggest concern was? The defensive line. I told you that. I said, we can't stop the run, and we didn't do anything in the offseason to shore that up. We needed to draft somebody. We didn't. We needed to go get somebody in free agency. We didn't. We went and got Kendall Reyes. Who the hell is Kendall Reyes? He shouldn't even be on our team right now. He's not good enough. Bottom line is, we didn't do enough. We did not do enough to shore up the run game. And so, look, bottom line is, we're in the season. It's too late to turn back now. The question to Joe Barry and staff, what are you going to do about it? We can't stop the run on our own. What are you going to do about it? Got to make some adjustments. You're going to have to run blitz. You're going to have to take some chances that you ordinarily wouldn't take. But right now, you don't have an option because we can't stop the run with just a 7-man box. We can't do it. We're incapable of doing it. So you're going to have to bring the 8th defender in the box. We're going to have to play some man-to-man, single high safety, leave some of these corners exposed. Yeah, we're going to have to do that. You're going to have to get aggressive because we can't stop the run with an ordinary box. We're not good enough up front to do that. We're not. Simple as that. We don't fit our gaps correctly. We don't penetrate into the backfield. We don't make tackles for loss. They're getting 5, and they're getting 6, and they're getting 7, and they're getting 8. And even when we do get pressure on the quarterback, we allow him to escape and dump it off to the back, who then picks up 4, or picks up 5, or picks up 6, or picks up 7. You see where this is going. It's hard to get off the field when it's 3rd and 1, when it's 2nd and 3. You can't get off the field because you're in short down and distances. Got to make a stop. Got to make a play. Nobody stepped up and made a play. The defense made one play. One play. Rashad Breeland, pick. What the offense do with that? Field goal. They didn't make another play the rest of the night. Every time we forced the Steelers to punt, it was because of what the Steelers did, not because of what we did. They should have converted that 3rd down and short when Ben Roethlisberger basically short-hopped Antonio Brown on that speed out. They had us. Bashad was falling all over his damn self. Vitamin B was all over the place, falling down, couldn't keep up with him in motion. It was an easy catch and a 1st down if Ben puts it on the money. It was nothing that we did. It was all about them tonight. And that's the problem. We got to dictate to the other team what's going to happen, not the other way around. Because when other teams dictate to us what's going to happen, you know what's going to happen. You already know what's going to happen. It's going to be the run game down our throats for 60 minutes. And we can't do anything about that. Give the Steelers some credit. Their offensive line was masterful. DeCastro and company, Gilbert and company kicked our ass. Villanueva, they kicked our ass up front. Ben did what he wanted to do. Hell, he dropping snaps, picking them up, and throwing it to Sammy Coates down the sidelines. What are we supposed to do when your dude is right there, jumps 2 steps too early, and allows a guy that can't catch claps in a whorehouse to catch a pass for 35 yards down the sideline. What are you supposed to do? That was a fumbled snap that he picked up, blew it off, dusted the football off, and threw it deep on us. What are you supposed to do, man? They were just better than us, man. I don't know what else you want to say. All I'm trying to tell y'all is we're not going to play the Steelers every week. That's the beauty of this. We don't have to see these boys again unless we make the Super Bowl, okay? And to be honest with you, we don't have to see them for 4 more years, and that warms my heart because I told you I was scared of this game before the season started. I got a little bit more excited and a little bit more hopeful as I kept seeing Steelers drop by the wayside. Oh, this guy's not playing, and that guy's not playing, and this guy's suspended, and this guy can't go this week. I got excited when I saw how the list was climbing up for the Steelers. No Marcus Wheaton, no Big Ten Martavis Bryant, no L. Bell. I said, damn, we got a shot. Nobody in the secondary is playing. This is great. No, it doesn't matter. They're still better than you. And they proved it tonight. They're the better team. Simple as that. So I'm not upset. We don't play the Steelers next week. We don't play the Steelers the week after that. We might not play another team on our schedule that is as good as the Pittsburgh Steelers, as well-rounded. I know we won't see a better receiver. There are a couple out there that scare the hell out of me, like A.J. Green. I just watched him destroy Darrelle Revis and tear him a new asshole. 12 catches, $180, a touch. Yeah, I just watched A.J. Green do that. And if I just watch A.J. Green do that, it's A.J. Green to Darrelle Revis, who they say is out of shape. I don't know, man. I'm nervous. But that's another story for another day. I'm gonna read your comments because let me go ahead and read my dislikes for the game. I think on the Ben Roethlisberger interception, I wrote down this for the dislikes for the Steelers, that I think Eli Rogers ran the wrong route. Ben was expecting one thing, Rogers did another, and made for some communication issues. And Ben threw it one place, Rogers ran to another. Ball gets deflected in the air, picked off by Vitamin B, Bashaud Breeland. For us, our dislikes were too many, too soon in this football game. Kirk not sharp. I put that down in my notes. Missed the third down to J.C. Ice on the first possession. I'm telling you, man, if that's not a touchdown, he's down inside the 5-yard line with that one. I mean, damn. That was the perfect play call for what the Steelers had done, and Kirk just misfired. Clean pocket, no rush. Kirk just was off. Not capitalizing on the opportunities is my next bullet in the dislike column. We settled for a field goal on the first possession when we could have easily have gotten a touchdown in that possession. The next possession, when Bashaud Breeland gets the pick, puts us in great field position. We settled for another field goal. And to me, this was where the game was won. And speaking of which, let's go there. Let's go to where this game was won.
Well, wake her ass up! We're gonna win tomorrow!
Winning. You starting to get the concept now? Oops. Winning.
All right, so where this game was won, to me, this is when I knew we weren't going to win this football game. Because, like I said, the Steelers gave us every opportunity to jump on them early, and we just refused to take it. So you blow the opportunity to get a touchdown on the first possession. Okay, fine, it happens. You blow an opportunity to get another touchdown after the interception by Vitamin B. Okay, again, that shouldn't happen, but okay, it did. The one that let me know we weren't going to win this football game and that we had our opportunities and that we blew it is when Kerrigan forced a fumble. He's got a chance to scoop it up. He's probably not going to score, but damn it, we're inside the 15-yard line with a damn good chance of getting a touchdown now. And Kerrigan lets Pouncey hit him from behind, dislodge the football. They recover, and they go right down the damn field and score a goddamn touchdown. Wouldn't you believe it? Wouldn't you believe it that 91 yards later they'd score a touchdown? Pick the goddamn football up. Ryan, come on, show. Stop him, man. You forced the fumble. Now pick it up. You can't pick that up. You got problems on the night, man. And I knew after that point, we just wasted our last opportunity. That was the last lifeline that the Steelers was going to throw to us in this game. And we didn't take it, man. We didn't take it. Giving up the touchdown on 4th and 1 was another thing on my bad list, my dislike list. The penalties. They were running rampant in this game. And I've been crying. I've been bitching. I've been complaining about penalties all preseason long. I said, guys, Stop with the penalties. They're gonna bleed over. Remember I said that after the first preseason game versus Atlanta when we had like 15? I said, guys, stop with the penalties. I tried to brush it off. I said, hey, it was the young fellas. When we get the vets out there, it won't happen. Got to preseason game number 3, and they were horrible against the Bills. There was penalties galore, and I said, oh my goodness. You guys aren't listening to me. Stop with the penalties. And it happened again tonight. False start penalties. Trent Williams jumping false start. Trent Williams holding folks. Corey Lichtensteiger getting his ass whooped again. When are they going to take him out? When have we not seen enough of Corey Lichtensteiger getting driven back 5 yards into Kirk Cousins' lap? Aren't you tired of seeing that? Because I am. How many false start penalties did Corey Lichtensteiger have tonight anyway? Get his ass out of there, man. Damn. Put Spencer Long in. I don't give a damn anymore. Get him out of there, man. So, I just... Then you got Vernon Davis with the holding penalty. Vernon Davis with a false start penalty. We were just all over the damn place tonight, man. Sean Laval with a false start penalty. I mean, I could go down the list, man. We had penalties all over the damn place. Yikes. Then we failed to convert on 4th and 6. And to me, that was the last straw. I had fledgling hope when we cut it to 24-16. But at that point, I had just asked the fellas, just don't embarrass me tonight, man. Look, we're not going to win this game. Just don't embarrass me. And for a second, I thought they were listening to me. And then we let them go right down the field and score another touchdown. Then we let them score another touchdown. Then we tried to let them score another one at the end. I said, don't worry about it, man. We'll live to fight another day, man. Live to fight another day. So, the game was won when, essentially for the Steelers, when we couldn't recover the fumble. When Kerrigan stripped the ball out of Ben Roethlisberger's hand and couldn't recover it, they went right down the field and scored a touchdown. And honestly speaking, if you want me to be serious with you, that 4th and 1 conversion to Antonio Brown took the top off of the scoring for the Steelers. That's when the game was won. When they got on the scoreboard and took the lead after trailing the whole entire first quarter, they looked up. We were outplaying them. They looked up at the scoreboard, and they only saw that we had 6. And they said, hey, let's just go get a touchdown and take the lead, man. And they went and did that. That's when the game was over. When they realized that we're being outplayed right now on the road, didn't score a single point in the first quarter, and we only down 6. Let's go get these boys, man. They don't want it. Yeah, no, we didn't want it. And so that's where this game was won. I've talked enough. It's time for me to open the floor to you guys out there. Let's wrap this thing on up, man. Let's wrap it up.
What the hell?
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to open up the floor to you guys. I'm going to read your comments. I'm going to turn the floor over to you because I know you guys watched the nonsense ensue just like I did, and you want to comment. So I'm going to allow you guys to vent, say what you got to say. As long as you don't call up here saying that we need to fire everybody. My man, I had to go chastise my man on Twitter because he does this every time we get our ass whooped by somebody. He always says, fire everybody, get rid of everybody, we suck. I said, come on, man, stop that. Don't do that. It's too early for that, and that's not the answer. I said, you do this every time. He said, yeah, I know, you're right, man. I'm just upset. I'm frustrated. I get it. I understand, man. So let's just, I'm opening up the phone lines. You know the phone number, 757-504-7243 if you want to call in. I'm going to get to your comments on Twitter, and I'm going to get to your comments in the actual discussion chat room because I know you guys have been lighting it up. So I can't wait to get to those. So we're going to get to those in a second. But let me check Twitter first and foremost to make sure that you guys haven't been chiming in there. And once we get to that, then we'll get to this discussion board because I see a lot of comments addressed to me. So I want to go ahead and attack those. All right, so no comments there. Let me check my hashtag and my mentions before I move away from Twitter. Okay, so I do have a couple comments. So let's go ahead and attack those quickly. At Aaron S. McCain says, no running game plus no run defense, easy loss. If this continues, the Skins will secure their top 10 spot in the 2017 NFL Draft. I don't see us doing that. First of all, our offense is fine. Kirk struggled tonight, but we're fine offensively. I'm not worried about our offense because worst case scenario, we can still throw the football. I'm not worried about our offense. I'm worried about our defense because it doesn't really matter what we do offensively. If we can't get teams off the field, then the offense isn't going to have the football anyway. The Steelers dominated time of possession tonight. It was ridiculous. We didn't even have the ball hardly any in the second quarter. At Aaron S. McCain says, I think we'll get better this season. It is just imperative we fix the offensive penalties as well. Momentum killer every time. I agree, Aaron. I agree. Got a call. Gonna go ahead and take it. You are on live Monday Night Football overtime. Who am I speaking with?
What's up, Louie Tee? This is Rocksteady 1974, South Carolina. I ain't talked to you in a minute, bro. What's going on?
What's going on, Chief, man? I know you were witness to this nonsense tonight, man. How you feel about it?
I'm pissed. I don't know if I can cuss on your.
Hey, man, you can say whatever the hell you want. We don't got no censors here, man.
I'm pissed the fuck off, man. Because for one reason, I'm trying to figure out why the hell was Dookie and Nacho inactive over David Bruton. David Bruton is star. Good special team ass player. I'd rather have him playing on special teams and have Dookie and Nacho starting. That's one of the things that pissed me off.
Amen. Amen, brother.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I was baffled when somebody actually tweeted that to me. Said, hey, man, what the hell is Iheanacho doing inactive? I'm like, what? Because I hadn't seen the inactives yet. So I went and looked them up, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
Right. Hey, Louie, check this out. Phillips was garbage also. I would have put Greg Toller in there over Phillips. What the hell was up with forever? What the hell was up with that shit?
Hey, I don't get mad at Phillips. He's always there. He just don't make no plays.
Right.
He was right there on that first third down catch by Antonio Brown. He was right there. He just didn't make a play. Antonio Brown attacked the football. He didn't. So I wasn't mad at him. It was a hell of a play by Antonio Brown. He catched the ball on just about everybody except for Josh Norman.
Yeah. I mean, I think Josh did all right, but Vitamin D, man. Vitamin D got exposed pretty hard, man.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, he's not ready yet, and I've been saying this. He's gonna ball out this year, but it won't be against guys like Antonio. Antonio Brown is the best receiver in the league. So
yeah, I figured he was going to get his, man, but offensively, that's where I'm most disappointed.
Yeah.
Kirk looked like he was scared. He looked like he was a deer caught in the headlight. I don't know what went on with that. I saw an instance, and maybe you might have heard something by now. I didn't, but what happened with Bruton versus Norman on the sideline? I saw that earlier.
I saw that as they were coming back on from commercial break. They had a disagreement about something. I can't tell you what it was about, but it was probably Norman saying, "Hey, get your garbage ass out the way, man. You in the way." You know, I can't imagine what they could, because we got off the field on that third down. So I don't know what they were arguing about, but obviously in the heat of the battle, things happen. Teammates get in arguments. I don't really pay much attention to that. It didn't bother me at all. But the bigger takeaway from the game is that we didn't stop the run. And we knew we was going to have issues, but they got to figure out a way to devise run blitzes or something. We got to come better than that. Like, you can't just sit back and let a team gut you like that.
Right, and in my opinion, I'm not going to hold you long. I know you got a whole bunch of people that want to get up on here. I think they need to bring Cullen Jenkins back. Cut Kendall Reyes, cut his sorry ass.
Yep.
Get some, we need a pass rush somewhere. And maybe we need to get a quarterback whisperer for Kirk Cousins, man, because I've seen plenty. I wouldn't say plenty, but I mean he missed some stuff, and he did that in the Green Bay game, the playoff game.
Yeah, he missed some stuff. I can't defend Kirk on the passes that he missed tonight because he just missed. He was off. And he was off in the Buffalo game in week 3 of the preseason. And we kind of just shrugged it off. Oh, he'll be better. Kirk was off. And he got to be better. And I think he will. I've always been in Kirk's corner. I think he's a good quarterback. I just think he needs to stop being so mechanical, so systematic. And when things break down or you don't like what you see, take off and use your legs, man. Extend the play.
Well,
he refuses to do that.
Right. And you know what? You know who will do that?
Don't say it. Don't say it.
Colt McCoy is doing it in a minute.
Yeah, he would.
So that thing, and I think that was was that the Bills game or Tampa Bay game? But you saw that thing Colt did it.
Yeah, he'll do it for sure, man. He would do it
All
for
right,
sure.
So I'm not. Hey, thank you for letting me call in once again. I know you got all those people calling in, man, but I appreciate what you do once again. I'll call in some more of them. I love what you do, and I appreciate it, bro. So,
Hey, no doubt, man. Join me on Wednesday for the Redskins report. We'll have a lot more to discuss then on Wednesday, man. Look forward to hearing from you, dude. Take care, man.
All right, I got you, bro. I'll call in tomorrow if I'm able to.
No doubt. Take care.
All right.
All right. It's a lot more where that came from. I know it's going to be a lot of people who don't trust Kirk Cousins after this performance. I can't blame you. You know, the argument is always made, hasn't beat a winning team in his career. I can't argue against that. Those are facts, okay? He didn't beat a winning team last season. That's facts. I'm not going to argue with you, but Kirk Cousins can get the job done. He just struggled tonight. People have off games. He had an off game tonight. Didn't make quick enough decisions sometimes. Refuses. The thing that really irks me, though, because I don't see it changing anytime soon, he can get better with his accuracy. We saw him be accurate last season. He refuses to run. When things break down, he doesn't like what he sees. Defense giving him an opportunity to take off. Run, Kirk. Run. Got a call. I'm going to go ahead and take it. You're on live with Louie T on Monday Night Football Overtime. Who am I speaking with?
Well, this is Travis.
What's going on, Travis, man?
All right, man. First thing I got to touch on is Brashad breathing.
Hey, man.
I see all these people give him hate, but this dude had Antonio Brown the majority of the game, the first game of the season. They gotta chill on this dude. I mean, Brashad's been turning it up the last few years since he came here, but that's a hard matchup right there.
It is. I agree.
And I wish Norman would cover him a little more this game, but I mean, on two different occasions, one he almost picked it off, and then another one he almost got a strip, but it should have been a fumble, I thought, but those new rules, you know.
Yeah. And I knew they weren't going to call that a fumble because he didn't make a football move. But bottom line is, I'm with you. It's the first game of the season. That's the best receiver he's going to see all year long. And there's more to come. Josh Norman doesn't switch sides of the field. That's why I don't call him the best corner in the league. I know a lot of people, a lot of Redskins fans want to give him the distinction of best corner in the league. Well, he's not, because he doesn't move with the other team's best receiver. Revis has done that throughout his career. Patrick Peterson, who I think personally is the best corner in the league, he'll move around with your best receiver. He'll follow that guy around if he needs to. If you want to be the best, you got to cover the best, and he doesn't do that. So it is what it is.
Even like one of the last plays of the game, I think on the last touchdown, Antonio Brown wanted to switch over to the other side.
Oh, he did. It wasn't.
I mean, it's a smart play, smart move on his move, but I mean, I wish Norman would try at least see if he can get up on the best receiver. I want to see him do that against Dez and Odell.
Well, you saw what happened the play before. Josh almost picked him off. He had the ball. He almost caught it. So what did Antonio do? The play called for him to go out to Josh's side. And he told the other receiver, no, you get over there. I'm going over here with Bashad Breeland.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's a smart play on his. But I hope Norman isn't stuck on one side the whole season. I hope Barry starts moving him around and giving him a little freedom.
Yeah.
Once he starts doing that, and plus, I mean, this is one of the best offenses in the league, and it's our first game. I mean, it's going to be tough, but I mean, it's a good challenge. It's first game of the year, Monday Night Football, playing against one of the best offenses. I mean, it could have been worse. It could have been better, yeah, but it could have been a lot worse. So,
absolutely,
if they need to stop that run, man, they need to stop it bad. They need some serious help. I like how Will Compton was kind of all over the place, though.
I'm going to tell you this much. There's not much you can do at this point of the season. They're going to have to do this internally. They're going to have to scheme up some stuff. They're going to have to start run blitzing on first down, taking some risk.
Yep.
You're going to get burnt sometimes behind that, but you got to do it because you can't sit back and let a team gut you like we got gutted tonight. We let Williams, old man Williams, get us for $126 tonight, and he made it look easy. 8 here, 5 there, 7 here, 9 there, 4 here, 6 here, 7 there. They got us all night long. They did what they wanted to do to us. They wore us down, and eventually the dam broke, and he started busting off touchdown runs left and right. So you got to make an adjustment, and you can't just sit on your hands and say, okay, somebody will make a play. No, nobody's making a play. You're going to have to scheme up a play. Just like on 3rd and 7, we're not getting enough pressure. You're going to have to scheme up some pressure. Blitz. We can't sit back and allow. That's why you got Josh Norman. You're supposed to be able to do some creative things defensively because he's locking down a side of the field. If that's how you feel, if that's the money that you paid him to do that, then you need to utilize it. Flip your coverage so that you're giving help over the top on the side where Josh Norman isn't, and allow that other safety to come down and get creative, man. Start doing some things.
Exactly, man. I want to see 8 guys in the box. Because not every game we're going to have Antonio Brown. I want to see 8 guys in the box, line up Breeland and Norman on each side because they both got game, and put D. Hall up over the top. He's got IQ. He's been around forever. He's got game still. If you do that, you got a chance of stopping the run and at least getting a chance to stop the pass because you're not going to face Ben Roethlisberger or Antonio Brown every week.
Right. I agree with you, man. They got some adjustments to make, that's for sure. I hope they make them sooner rather than later because if they continue to sit on their hands and think that these guys are just going to fix it themselves, we could see this turn into – because you know the Cowboys next week, they watch this game. I don't know if you know that or not, but they watch this game, and they are licking their chops right now. Like, oh, my goodness. We about to run for 200 bills on these boys next week. They are loving it because they think they're going to come into FedEx next week, and they're going to run for 250 yards on us. And Alfred Moore's going to try to come in and do us next week.
They're just going to be training Ezekiel Elliott to be like, all right, just run and run until you're tired. And then they're going to get cheap shot on us and start throwing Alfred Morris in there to break off some
put some salt in the wound, baby. They're going to try to put some salt in that wound.
Yeah, exactly. And seeing this, after this game right here, Alfred Morris is still, to this day, Alfred Morris, I think, is still my favorite player in this game because he's a good person. He's just a great person, man, and that's what I'm going to miss about having him in the locker room. But one more thing before I get out of here is Kirk Cousins, man. He did not look good this game, but there's a lot of hate going around for Kirk Cousins. Redskins fans are not patient when it comes to quarterback.
No, they're not.
But they got to give Kirk Cousins some time. I mean, if you give him a little more time and give him a few more games this year, we all saw what he could do last year. You give him a few more games, and he's going to be on it. I mean, you give him time to get these routes inside of zone defense, because if everybody starts running zone defenses, give him a little time to pick his spots, get the ball into Pierre Garçon and Deshaun Jackson. That's what they do is make plays. Let them do all the work, just like last year. That's what they got to do.
Yeah, he got to be more accurate. That's it, man. He'll be fine. I'm not down on Kirk. I know a lot of people will be. I know the narrative tomorrow. Oh, this is why the Redskins didn't give Kirk the long-term deal. I know what they're going to be saying. I'm not down on Kirk. I still have the utmost confidence in his ability to get it done. He just had a bad night, man. I think he put too much pressure on himself to come out and perform on the biggest stage with the bright lights, and he just overdid it. Put too much pressure on himself, and instead of him making the simple, easy plays that he normally makes, he struggled tonight. And I still got confidence in him to get the job done, man. I appreciate you calling in.
Yep.
Hey, look forward to talking to you in the future. We'll be back, man. We'll be fine. And hopefully I can hear from you on Wednesday on the Redskins Report Live.
I'll be there. Thanks, Louie.
Hey, no doubt, man. Take care.
Peace.
All right, so you heard from another Redskins fan, and it's a tough, bitter pill to swallow. But again, I'm not upset because I know how good the Steelers are, and I knew we were up against it. I thought we had a shot. With all the guys out, thought we had a shot. They had a beautiful game plan, and that was just to keep everything in front of them. Got another call. I'm going to go ahead and take it. You are on live with Louie T on Monday Night Football Overtime. Who am I speaking with?
What's up, man? It's Redskins Review. How you doing, man?
What's going on, Redskins Review, man? Talk to me about this game, man. What are your takeaways? How do you feel after watching the Redskins get destroyed on Monday Night Football by the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Well, first we got to talk about Kirk Cousins, man. Just like you said, these Redskins fans already on Facebook, man. They're out for Kirk Cousins, dude, and that's just the worst thing. I don't understand why. I mean, it was obviously not a good game or whatever, but let's admit that it was. This is the first interception that Kirk Cousins has ever thrown at home, and it was also the first interception he's ever thrown in the red zone in his career. I mean, there's just people are just way too quick on trying to jump on Kirk, and I don't understand why. I mean, I like McCoy, but Kirk is obviously our guy. And then if people want to, be some of those huge RG3 fans, man, look at him, man. He's not even about to be playing. He's hurt,
I hope people are over that. I mean, I know there's people out there that still are calling. It's not like he's over there lighting it up in Cleveland. You know what I mean? Like, you got to come off of that. There's a lot of people out there, and I know you see them all the time, that are on the whole Kirk. They're out for blood right now. They want Kirk's head on a platter. And that's generally how it is with our fan base. It's very fickle. A lot of people, they want results. They want it now. And it's a process. And even though you felt like Kirk may have turned the corner last year, I feel like he did. I think he put too much pressure on himself in this game to come out and perform. And throws that he normally makes, I think he put some pressure on himself to make them, and he didn't make them tonight. And the thing that frustrates me the most with Kirk Cousins is something that I don't see changing. And I think this is something that's more innate, and that's the ability to make off-schedule plays, to extend plays with your legs, make something happen when nothing's there. So the play doesn't go the way you drew it up. You got to improvise. He didn't do that. If it's not there, he'll just throw it away, like you saw on 3rd and a mile. What are you doing throwing it out of bounds when we're down 24-6? Like, a field goal isn't going to help us right here.
I agree, but one thing that we do know about Kirk is that he's kind of a stickler, especially when he's, in the film room and things like that. So we know that he's going to be sitting there watching all these games again. And he's going to hear Jay Gruden on there saying, why, they have 3 defensive linemen. Why not run the ball? I'm sure he's going to watch this and he's going to come back and be better than that. But it's crazy. I think I don't want to blame anyone because this was a complete team loss. Our defense, they kept bending, but they didn't break, I would say, until the 4th quarter, where, we're down by 2 scores, and it's an obvious run situation, and we let D'Angelo Williams run for 8 yards on first down. What the hell is going on here? David Bruton Jr. and can't tackle anyone.
Nope.
Even Bashar Breeland can't tackle someone in the open field, even though Breeland did have the second most tackles or something in the game. I mean, just when it came down to it, no one could tackle. Everyone seemed, just killed. Everyone was just so tired on defense. I mean, I would be more worried about our defensive line, and I would be more worried about our goddamn run game and our play calling. How do we give the rock to our running back 7 times? I mean, it's even if we're down, I don't care if we're down. We can't sit out here and say, obviously Kirk seems like he has a pretty good future ahead of him, but we can't say he's Tom Brady. Sit here and say we can't put everything on Kirk to throw the ball, even though he has weapons. They played zone defense like the entire time and just scared us to throw it because they knew the run game was not there. It was just, in my opinion, a complete team loss.
I agree. And I think that was the game plan going in because the Steelers have one of the worst pass defenses in the league. So I think the mindset going into the game was, yeah, we like to stay balanced and run, but make no mistake about it. We're going to throw the ball on these boys. That was the mindset going into the game. Steelers, they're hurting in the secondary. That's why they played soft zone coverage the entire night. And the reason they were allowed to do that is because we allowed them to get ahead. If we would have scored touchdowns early in this game, they wouldn't have been able to stay in that soft zone coverage all game long and just make us take what they were giving us, because we could have taken what they were giving us, nickel and dimed them, and kept scoring points. But because we gave them the opportunity to run out in front of us, it allowed them to stay cautious and not have to put their corners out on a limb and out on an island and put them at risk. And so we did that. We gave them opportunities. They gave us opportunities initially to make plays and do things to score points and put them in a bind, and we didn't take advantage of them. So I agree with you. It was a total team loss. Everybody's going to blame Kirk Cousins. Everybody's going to point to the run defense. Those are two big reasons why we lost this game, but we lost this game as a team. Like you said, David Bruton Jr. can't tackle. I didn't think we did enough up front tackling-wise. We struggled to convert on third downs. We struggled to convert on fourth downs. This was a total team loss. All the penalties, I mean, come on. Corey Lichtenstein getting his ass whooped, having false start penalties. How many times does a center have a false start penalty? I mean, you're in control. You snap the ball. I mean, we just struggled. Trent Williams with a false start penalty, with a holding penalty. I mean, we just couldn't do anything right tonight, man.
One thing that we can say is that at least it doesn't seem like we accrued any injuries in this game. It doesn't seem like any of our guys got badly hurt, so we need to go back to the drawing board. And this game, it really reminds me of the Carolina game that we played last year, where, the beginning of the first half of the game, it's like, holy shit, we're contending with these guys. Yeah. And then there's one bad call or something like that on the field, and then you can just tell the momentum in the game changed, and our guys just played differently. And it happened in pretty much the second quarter, where we had time after time we were in there. We settled for field goals when we shouldn't, and we could have easily been up, in my opinion, 14-0, and the game could have been way different. And also, people need to not be so hard on our team, because it was the end of the third quarter or beginning of the fourth quarter, and we were still in the game. We were down one score. But that is ultimately when our defense broke. It's just not a good outing for us. But we need to get back to the drawing board. And to be honest, I'm really not that worried about Ezekiel Elliott. I think Alfred Morris was better than Ezekiel Elliott did. But who knows, man? We got to do something. Our defensive coordinator needs to do something. Our offensive coordinator needs to understand that we need to run the ball early in the game, and I don't know, man. We just cannot let this loss get to us, man. And we need to realize that the Cowboys just lost, so we're both coming in here, we're coming from a loss, and we need to not let this get to us, man.
They say don't let one loss turn into two losses. So we'll see if they are able to overcome this bitter defeat, swallow this pill, and move forward and make the necessary adjustments to give us a chance to win at home versus the Dallas Cowboys. Hey, man, it was a pleasure. I can't wait to see what you have to say on your show. Be looking forward to that. Redskins Review, everybody. If you haven't already, please subscribe to his channel, man. Great work that he does over there on his channel, man. Always a pleasure. Take care of yourself, man. Look forward to talking to you in the future.
Yep, you too, man. Help the Redskins.
Hey, definitely, man. All day, HTTR.
Yep.
All right. So let's get to some of your comments before another call comes in. Mr. DCB215 says, 11 carries isn't going to get it done. Coaches are too pass happy. That's our offense, man. Believe it or not, that's what they ultimately want to do. Jay Gruden loves to throw the football. Sean McVay likes to stay balanced, but he wants to throw the football too. And it's a passing league. And we last year, remember, at the end of the season when we were successful, nobody was complaining about Alfred Morris getting 2 carries and Matt Jones getting 4 carries, 7 carries, 8 carries. I mean, this is what we did last year. We weren't running the football a ton at the end of the season. Kirk Cousins was throwing it 35 to 40 times every week, and we were gashing teams, and we were excited about it because we were scoring points. So, I mean, can't complain about it now when it doesn't work. That's just what they wanted. That's what we set out to do, and it just didn't work out for us tonight. You're on live with Louie Tee Live, Monday Night Football overtime. Who am I speaking with?
I see what Tony AK Folks on Sports. What's going on, Lou?
What's going on, Protect?
Oh, my God. Jesus. You know what's up, but let's get into it, man. Damn Redskins, boys. Damn Redskins. Yeah.
I'd be lying to you if I didn't say I saw this one coming, man. I like I told you, I'm a cautious optimist.
Yeah, I agree. I'm cautious, too. Let's go Monday night. Monday night football. Plus Redskins, people lost. That's how it's Monday night. But, yeah, I just can't believe we lost like the way we lost.
We can't hear you, man. You sound like you're breaking up.
Early in the game, I like it was early. We got pressure on Ben, got turnover early. We got another one. If it wasn't for the offensive line making up the ball, we made a lot of plays early in the game to jump on these boys, but still going to win the game. That's young too, and that it bit us last for them. We was down almost 4-4. We had to get back in the game. We got it to one score. It's just broke. It's sad to see, but yeah, it was this.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It was a rough one, and like I said, it is what it is. I'm not overly concerned. You know, the run game does concern me because
the run defense concerns me.
And that's what I meant. The run game on defense concerns me because that's a blueprint. You know, and it's a copycat league. And if one team sees that you can't run the football, stop the run, that's what the team next week is going to do. And that's what the team after that is going to do. And that's what the team after that is going to do. And it's the snowball effect, man. If you can't stop the run, teams aren't going to try to reinvent the wheel against us. They're going to line up, bust us in our mouth, and run a football down our throat. And if we can't stop it, they're going to control time of possession, keep our offense off the field, and they're going to dominate us in the football game. And there's nothing more demoralizing than getting a football pounded down your throat. I mean, I can sit here and tell you that it's heartbreaking to lose a shootout. It's tough to get blown out in a game, but it's nothing worse than watching a team gut you on the ground and knowing you can't stop the run. You know what I mean? One of my worst memories in a Cowboys game was watching Marion Barber gut us at the end of a game for 8 minutes straight, running the football. As I sat helplessly watching my boys just get destroyed and annihilated on the ground, as he ran the clock out when all we needed was a stop to have a chance to win, and watched him gut us for 8 minutes straight on the ground. Every play, 4 yards, 4 yards, 5 yards, 4 yards, 4 yards, 5, exactly, just gutting us. So it's tough to stomach, man. It's tough to stomach. So I feel you, man. And
that's what hurt me the most. That hurt me the most too. We got within 24-16 with 12 minutes to go. He get 3 and out, ball back, try to tie the game up. Let's make it happen. And for 7 minutes and 30 seconds, Amber Williams running up the gut in our face could do nothing about it.
Yep.
So, I'm like, Jesus. And then they scored. And they got pulled up and out the water.
I was hoping we got to stop, but I knew better than that. And I blame Joe Barry for that because there was a third down situation there where you just got to say, all right, push my chips to the middle of the table, man. I'm all in. And you got to come after Ben. You just got to say, all right, I'm going to see what happens. I'm going to send 7. We're going to play man-to-man across the board. If he beat us, he got us. You know, or I'm gonna come with 6. I'm gonna come with an extra rusher. And if they pick it up and they beat us, okay, you got me. I tip my cap to you, but don't sit on your hands and act like we got an elite pass rush that can hit home with just 4. Because we don't.
Hell no, we don't. Hell no. Hell no. We don't. Hell no.
So, yeah.
I knew that from the beginning. I said, we don't have a great pass. We have a one at best. Fred Brady's damn linebackers at him and make him throw the ball. Make him release the ball where he doesn't really want to release it. Get some pressure on him. Hit him.
Yep.
Make him a little fragile. Make him do something. Big Ben is sitting like it's like all day. Like he's calling his mom and checking his grandmother at the same damn time.
Look,
and all
man,
this time
this man, he was back there doing some everything, man. I mean, one snap, like I said, they threw a bad snap down and around his ankles. He dropped the football, picked it up, dusted it off, blew it, spun it around, found the laces, and then threw it 40 yards down the field to Sammy goddamn Coates, man.
Sammy? You know the stretch that really pissed me off in this whole game? All right, it's after the Antonio Brown with the first touchdown, right? Get the ball back, and you get a 1st and 10. It was on the 35, 45 line, something like that. Your boy, Matt Jones, is a 12-yard run. Call back for holding.
Vernon Davis.
Yeah. And then on top of that, a false start.
Yeah, Trent. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That was the type of night it was for us. That's I mean, when that happened, I said, okay, it's about to go downhill from here on out. Yeah, it's really about to go downhill. Because, like I said, my whole thought process changed after Kerrigan didn't recover the fumble. When he didn't recover the fumble, I said, okay, we're not going to win this game tonight. I need y'all to do me a favor. Don't embarrass me tonight. Don't embarrass me. That's all I ask. Don't embarrass me tonight. And when we had the 2 penalties back-to-back, Vernon Davis holding penalty, Trent Williams false start, I said, y'all about to embarrass me tonight.
I'm going to cut it out.
Y'all about to embarrass me tonight, man. So, it was one of those type of nights.
My thing is, like, even with the holding penalty, right, if we didn't get the false start, but that it would have been 4th and 1, and that would have been a first down. We would at least had a chance to keep moving the football. But no. False start was on 1st and 25. Got 19 yards with 3 plays, and then Chris Thompson like 5 inches short. You know what?
Yeah.
You know, I have tonight, man. You know what? The hell with it. And then the drop interception before the end half. You got the damn boy Rogers touchdown. Cut it out.
Yeah.
It's not real. It's not reality. What?
Yeah, man. It was rough, man, but we'll bounce back. I'm confident that this isn't the end-all, be-all, man.
I think we do, man. We beat the Cowboys.
I think we can, but I'm going to tell you right now, if we don't improve, if they don't come up with a scheme to help us stop the run, we're not going to beat the Cowboys. Tell you that right now. They can't just hope that we stop the run. They got to come up with some kind of scheme. They got to devise a way to run blitz, whatever you got to do, you know, to keep us out of 2nd and 2, 2nd and 3, 2nd and 4. Can't be 2nd and 4 consistently. It's got to be 2nd and 8. It's got to be 2nd and 9. It's got to be 2nd and 10.
2nd and 11.
On the first two possessions for the Steelers in the game, when they didn't score, when they had to punt, it was 2nd and 9 and it was 2nd and 10.
Yeah. I mean, if I get 2nd and 2, 2nd and 3, 2nd and 4, they can over the whole playbook, like I said before, over that playbook.
Yep.
And Bashad Wooden got his ass every night, boy.
Hey, I'm not mad at Bashad. It was a rough night. Look, Antonio Brown, I said it before, I say it again. He's the best receiver in the league. It wasn't a fair fight, man. It was like bringing a knife to a gunfight, man. A pen to a test. His chest was in the line of fire, and he had a thin-ass vest, man. What you gonna do? He got 8 up tonight, man. He'll be back. I'm confident in Vitamin B and his ability to bounce back from tonight's ass.
I'm confident. I've had to take that. As Steve Harvey would say, you got surgery. I got to I can bounce back. Your head up.
Yeah, we'll be back.
My head up. You got to divide the game for something wrong for us. We can't stop people from running the football. You're doing it, like you said. It's the copycat league. Yep. They're going to run down our throat. And till we stop somebody, and Dallas ain't no joke in that offensive line, man. We got to get together. So it's gonna be a long season.
You're right, man. I'm going to go ahead and answer some of these comments, man. I appreciate you calling in, Protect. Look forward to talking to you in the future. Hey, no doubt. And I want you to join me on Wednesday for the Redskin Report, man. I will see you then.
Most definitely.
Sound good, man. Take care.
Hey, check out my blog for my announcement of the game, too, man.
No doubt. No doubt, man.
All right, man. See you, Luke.
Take care. All right. Let's get to some of these comments. HTTR Chris 27 says, I really didn't like what I saw out of Kirk this game. He struggled to score on a poor D. I agree, man. I can't disagree with you there. I think Kirk had a rough go of it tonight, man. And I think he put too much pressure on himself to go out and perform. And he didn't perform up to the standards that we hold him to and that he holds himself to. And he's going to have to do some internal reflection. And he's got to realize, look, man, I just got to go out and play football. If I go out here trying to win the game on every throw, those are going to be my results. I'm going to make bad decisions. I'm going to make poor throws. I'm going to miss guys that I should hit. These were passes that he hit last year, man. He hit them in his sleep last year. He didn't hit them tonight. And the only thing that I could think of is that he put too much pressure on himself to come out and perform on the Monday night stage. It was a big stage, and he wasn't, just like the playoffs. I thought he performed poorly in the playoff game. It was a big stage. He wasn't ready for it. This was a big stage. He wasn't ready for it. I think he needs to tone it down a little bit. Don't change the way you approach the game because it's a bigger game. Because you're playing the Steelers, because it's Monday Night Football. Don't change the way you approach the game. Approach it like you going to carve up the Buffalo Bills or you going to beat the Chicago Bears like you did last year. Don't change it because it's the Steelers, because it's the Green Bay Packers. Approach it like you did against the Eagles when you went out and shredded those boys, man. Don't change the game up. Make the game adapt to you. You don't adapt to the game. Captain Spartan 04 says, why do you think the Steelers didn't play Javon Hargrave much? I don't know the answer to that. I don't know. Maybe he's not what they are looking for right now. You know, again, I talk to people about rookies all the time. Got to lower your expectation for rookies. The Jacksonville Jaguars put Miles Jack, and he was a second-round pick, and if I'm not mistaken, Hargrave was a third-round pick. He was on special teams the whole game, for the most part, against the Packers. You can't expect these rookies to just come in and automatically take somebody's spot and play right away. It's a process. And sometimes these guys aren't ready for that jump from college. In his case, South Carolina State. He wasn't playing against the SEC. He wasn't playing against the Pac-12. He wasn't playing against the Big Ten. He was playing in the MEAC. Okay? To jump from the MEAC to the National Football League is a huge leap. And maybe he's just not ready yet. Anal Probe 9000 says, if we don't jump on this run defense and penalties soon, then this is going to be a long season. I agree wholeheartedly. We can't clean this stuff up. We're going to get our ass whooped more than just once on Monday Night Football to one of the best teams in the league. We're going to start getting our ass whooped by a bunch of teams that have no business busting our ass. Okay, penalties, turnovers, mistakes, no run defense, all of those things add up to getting your ass embarrassed on a week-to-week basis. If we don't clean it up and clean it up fast, don't think that the Dallas Cowboys won't come into our house next week, run for over 200 yards, Alfred Morris come in and bless us, Ezekiel Elliott come in and bless us, Dak Prescott come in and bless us, and Des Bryant come in and bless us, and we lose 31-13 next week. Because it'll happen. We got to tighten up, and we got to tighten up fast. Hey, don't feel bad for me out there, man. I'm a big boy. I can take it. I'm all good, man. Bernard543 says, what's good, Louie, man? Was rooting for the Redskins today, even though I picked the Steelers as my survivor pick. Hey, well, you made it the next week. Feel good about yourself, man. I'm glad y'all was rooting for me, but we didn't want it, man. We didn't want it. They wanted it more than we did. Anal Probe 9000 says, Hope Breland just needed this game to get back into action. He's a lot better than how he played tonight. I agree. And look, be honest with yourself. He's not at the level of an Antonio Brown. All right, I think he can take down any number 2 receiver in this league and a select few number 1s. But make no mistake about it, he is not on the level of an A.J. Green, who we got later on in the season, of an Antonio Brown. He can run with a Des Bryant. See, the guys that I named before, A.J. Green, Antonio Brown, they're elite because not only are they great route runners, but they also possess something that Bashad just doesn't possess, and that's elite speed. He can't run with those guys. Once they get a step on him, the thing that I hate about Bashaud Breeland is that he loves to come up, and he has that dog in him. He loves to come up and challenge guys, but he won't lay a finger on them at the line of scrimmage. He'll allow them to have a free release. That's why Sammy Watkins smoked them last year. If you remember in that Bills game, Sammy Watkins ran right by him. Odell Beckham ran right by him last year because he'll come up, challenge a guy, but he won't lay hands on him. He won't bless him with his hands. He'll come right up. They can smell his breath. He's so close, but he won't touch him. And they'll run right by him. He's not fast enough to get up in a receiver's face and not lay hands on him and not put a jam on him. And until he starts doing that, he's got to back up or he's going to get smoked on a consistent basis. Corey Fitterman says, why wasn't Josh covering Brown after that first TD? Because Josh Norman doesn't switch sides of the field. They talked about this during the telecast. It's just not his thing. I mean, Richard Sherman does the same thing out in Seattle. You have a number of corners who don't switch sides of the field. They stay on their side of the field. They're comfortable on that side of the field. They play zone coverage over there. They play man-to-man over there. They don't really move around. And so you'll get that a lot of times from Josh Norman. He's one of those guys that generally stays on his side of the field. Leo C says, with Norman not shadowing top receivers, are you worried teams will continue to pick on Breeland, or do you chalk it up to A.B. being a beast? I'm not afraid of other teams coming and challenging Bashaud. I told you, I think Bashaud can win his fair share of matchups. Antonio Brown is a one-of-a-kind specimen in this league. There's not a bunch of A.B.s running around out there. There's not a lot of guys that you look at and say, and he might be able to put up 2 stacks this year in terms of receiving yards. There's not many guys out there that can do that. Like, I'm worried if the Bengals look at this tape and they say, all right, we're going to ISO A.J. Green on Bashaud Breeland. Yeah, that worries me because I know A.J. can take it to Bashaud Breeland. If the Giants say, we're going to just run Odell Beckham at Bashaud Breeland all game, that worries me because I know Odell can take it to him. Who doesn't scare me is a guy like Dez Bryant because Dez isn't as fast. He's big. So Dez is a guy that I think, when we've seen him do this, he can stay in Dez's hip pocket because Dez isn't as fast as those other guys. But if you put an elite athlete in front of Bashaud Breeland, remember, the knock on him coming out of Clemson was that he wasn't fast. He's got great technique. He's got great cover skills. He's not afraid to come up and attack a receiver. He's not afraid to tackle. But he's not fast. He ran a 4.6 and some change at the combine. He's not a fast cornerback. So this isn't surprising to me. I just want to see him be smarter about his technique. If you're going to come up in a guy that's faster than you's face, then you just got to make sure you lay hands on him. And he doesn't do that. He comes up and he allows free releases, and they just usually run right by him. And he can't catch up. He doesn't have a step to give because he's not fast enough. Corey Fitterman says, can we blame Jay for not working the starters enough in the preseason because they didn't look ready? I mean, if you want to make that argument, you can. I'm not. I don't think that had anything to do with it. We just got beat by a better team. I know the penalties are an issue. They've been an issue all preseason. I mean, what you want them to do? Play the players more in the preseason and then they get injured? And then we're sitting here crying about how Jay overworked the players in the preseason and they got injured before the season started. I don't have a problem with that, man. I just don't. Like, the preseason for me is a waste. Honestly, I just want to see them out there one good time, which we did against the Bills. And we struggled in that game. So to think that we was just going to turn it on tonight was fool's gold. We struggled against the Bills when they didn't even have their starters in. And we struggled with them for a quarter and a half. We turned it up in a small stretch for about 5 or 6 minutes where we ran off 21 points, and that satisfied us. But fact of the matter is we struggled in that game, in the third preseason game. We struggled tonight. We've been struggling. So let's see how long it takes us to shake that rust off and start playing some football like we know they can. Lil Bam says, I thought the secondary would be a bright spot for the Redskins. I was wrong. They got 8 up tonight. We'll be better. Don't think that that's going to be the end-all, be-all for us in our secondary. We'll be back. I'm confident in our boys and their ability to get it done. Mr. DCB215 says, coaches can help Kirk Cousins by being balanced. Matt Jones isn't a tough run, and not addressing our D-line is hurting us. I agree. They thought they could get away with it. They couldn't. They thought we had enough. We didn't. And so we're paying for it now. They didn't address one of our biggest needs in the offseason, which was defensive line and stopping the run And the more and more I think about this, the more and more it's starting to eat at me. The more and more I watch the Jets play, and I watch Leonard Williams, and the more and more I watch Brandon Sheriff just be ordinary, the more and more I start to think we made a mistake 2 years ago by taking Brandon Sheriff number 5 overall ahead of Leonard Williams. That's just me, man. I'm starting to second guess that pick. I don't like to second guess Scott McCloughan. I don't like to have revisionist history, but I'm telling you right now, I'm starting to feel some type of way about that because I'm watching Leonard Williams light it up for the Jets, and I'm thinking that could be us. That could have been us. That should have been us. That should have been us selecting Leonard Williams, and he should be destroying offensive linemen in the NFC East. He should have been destroying the Pittsburgh Steelers line tonight. Instead, he was destroying the Cincinnati Bengals line yesterday, getting sacks on Andy Dalton and blowing up run plays in the backfield. That should have been us. But that's another discussion for another day. Anal Probe 9000 says, Kirk had 5 rushing TDs last year, but he couldn't run for 6 yards for a first down. Kirk has got to step his IQ up. Hey, look, man, I feel the same way. He's got to stop being so mechanical in his thought process. In his mind, I got to be on schedule. I got to make the plays work. No, you got to make a play. We need 6 yards. Go get them. I don't give a damn how you do it. Just do it. If you got to run and pump fake and get a guy open right before you hit the line of scrimmage and throw it to him, I don't give a damn what you got to do. Just do it. Doesn't have to be one way, Kurt. Doesn't have to be you throwing a football. You can run too. That's allowed. I see quarterbacks do it all the time. You can run. It's okay. Trust me. I've been watching football my entire life. It's okay to run. It's okay to create off schedule. It's okay to use your legs. It's not illegal. Try it. It works. That's what frustrates me with Kirk Cousins. Peter Parker says, Skins Nation, we need to stop beating up our secondary. Our D-line got no push and no rush, which made it much easier for L.A.B to tear us 2 new assholes. Agreed. And I don't necessarily put that on the players. I put that on the coaching staff. At some point, you got to realize that we're overmatched. We're in over our heads. You got to make the adjustment to put guys in better positions to help us succeed. And when you just allow them to continue to go out there and get their heads bashed in, I put that on Joe Barry. He needs to be more aggressive. You have the horses now in the secondary to be more aggressive, then be more aggressive. I don't want to hear any excuses. Be aggressive. Come after Ben Roethlisberger. If they beat us, then they beat us. I'd much rather get beat being aggressive than sit on your hands, because normally I much rather watch a team nickel and dime me than give it up 75 yards on one play. That sucks. Because just like the Steelers did to us tonight, make the team nickel and dime you, they're going to self-destruct. They're going to have a holding penalty, a false start penalty. They're going to have 1st and 15, 1st and 20, 1st and 25. Let them do that to themselves. We just sit back in zone coverage and allow them to self-destruct. But what happens when the other team isn't self-destructing? What happens when they're just driving the football down the field methodically, eating up all of the goddamn clock, and, oh, by the way, they scoring touchdowns, not kicking field goals? What happens then is that you need to make the adjustment. Okay, us sitting back on our hands and playing soft zone coverage and allowing Ben Roethlisberger to pick us apart, that's not working. We can't get away with that. They can, we can't. So we got to be aggressive now. And if that doesn't work, then you just say, hey, we tried everything. We threw the kitchen sink at them. It didn't work. Move on to next week. But you didn't do that. You just allowed these guys to be hung out to dry. And that I don't appreciate. Mr. DCB215 says D'Angelo Hall played well at safety. He played okay. I thought he could have done a little bit more. Like, I'm thinking about that play to A.B. on the first touchdown on 4th and 1. He could have got over the top earlier. He left Bashad out there to dry, and he could have got there sooner. So I thought he was okay. I didn't think he was great. Lionfire says, this looks exactly like a carbon copy of last year. Field goal, field goal, field goal. Sick of it. Just go for it. Gruden punts on 4th and 1. You think the Steelers would have done that? I said that at the top of the show. Scare money don't make money. No, Gruden, this wasn't the game for that. You know, you can punt in certain instances against certain teams. This wasn't the game for that. Because you knew Mike Tomlin on the opposite sideline was going to go for it in situations. And we didn't. And it's frustrating that he didn't realize that this wasn't the game for that. We needed to be a little bit more aggressive than what we were in this football game. Anal Probe 9000 says, if Kirk can learn to anticipate routes and defenders in the zone, he can just complete passes and let the receivers make plays. It's that simple. Well, Kirk did that last year. He anticipated and he threw guys open. He did that last year. He just didn't do it in this game. Got a call. This will be the final call that I take tonight. You're on live Monday Night Football overtime. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, man, this is Will Purple 31. My first time. Give me a shout out. What's going on with you?
Hey, man, what's going on? Glad you could join us, man. Talk to me about what you saw tonight.
All right, man. I'm going to be brief, though, man, but there's three concerns. On pass protect, why do you got small-ass Thompson?
Chris Thompson.
Yeah, why you got him, and these dudes are coming at him 3 times his size, while Kirk trying to throw the ball out. I mean, come on now, you could put someone else back there.
Well, honestly, he's our best guy in pass protection, and that tells you all you need to know right there. First and foremost, he's the best we got on third downs in terms of knowledge of pass protection, where to go, who to pick up. We're lacking in that area, obviously. They trust him more than they trust the other guys. That's what that means, because if they had a better option, guess what? They would put him in. But obviously they don't feel like we have a better option, so they continue to put 185-pound Chris Thompson in there, getting steamrolled by 250-pound linebackers running at full speed. I agree with you. It's not the best look, but what is a guy to do when that's the best you got?
Right. And then about the stopping the run, what they doing with Cravens? Isn't he supposed to be the run stopper?
Not necessarily. They look at him as an athlete and move him around. I would have loved to have seen him blitz more tonight. I thought they would do that with him more. He was in coverage a lot tonight, and I'm not a huge fan of that. Like, we needed to be more aggressive. That's what I'm talking about. Like, felt like we had our foot stuck in mud tonight. Like, we refused to be aggressive. And why, I don't know. Maybe because we know that the Steelers have weapons and they can hit us quick and gash us. But damn it, man. It was a slow death tonight, man. And at some point, you got to say, all right, I'm going to try to stop the bleeding, man. I'm going to pour a bottle of peroxide on this and see if I can heal it up myself. If it doesn't work and it continues to bleed, oh, well, then let's continue to bleed then. But at least you can say I tried. We didn't try tonight. And that's the thing that I didn't appreciate.
Exactly. I mean, I hope we learn a lot from our mistakes and correct. And not just, keep repeating and thinking, well, this was just some type of fluke. We'll get better in our positions. No, we need to adjust every time, especially when we play a game like this and we lose bad. Because like you said earlier, man, other teams are looking. And it's a copycat league. You gotta adjust.
Yeah, they got to make some adjustments, man. If they don't, like I said, the worst team that could possibly be coming to our crib is coming next week, man. They knocking on the door. And they say, hey, man, we like, who at the door, man? They're like, the Cowboys are like, what you want, man? They say, hey, we just want to run the ball, man. That's all. We ain't trying to do nothing else but run. And I'm scared to open the damn door. Because if we let them in, I'm telling you right now, if we show up with the same shoddy-ass run defense that we had tonight, they're going to run the damn football on us. And they're going to run it mercilessly. They're not going to have any sympathy on our ass. They're going to rack up the running yards. They're going to put points on the scoreboard. And if you think it was bad tonight, wait till it's an NFC East opponent that we hate to lose to, with Alfred Morris coming back doing us in our own building. Do you know how pissed off Redskins fans going to be to see Alfred Morris gutting us in our own building next week when he could have been still playing for us? So,
exactly.
I know they better clean it up, man. They got adjustments to make, and they got to do it fast.
And the last point I want to make is, how are you going to try to keep the Steelers guessing about Josh Doctson? If he's going to come in for injury reserve or he's going to be active, and then when you activate him, did you see him in the game?
Yeah, I saw him.
At all?
He was in a couple of times. I saw him on the first possession. He was wearing number 18. He was in. I seen him in at least 3 or 4 times. They just never looked this way. But, yeah, he was in there, man. And I thought they would at least try to give him the ball once. You know, I saw an opportunity. I thought it was one-on-one out there. Thought it was some zone coverage where I thought he was going to have a one-on-one look. Kirk could have just gave him a chance to win a jump ball, but Kirk decided to go elsewhere with the football. And I don't know the coverage. I don't know what he was looking at, so I can't say. But, yeah, Josh Doxson was out there a couple of times. I did see him.
Okay, I have to relook at that because, like you, I had my jersey on, and and like when like you said, when Carrington didn't get that, you know, when he forced fumbled that and he didn't pick it up, I pulled off my jersey right there. So I didn't really, you know, I looked at little bits and pieces of the game after that because I knew deep inside, just like you mentioned earlier, that we lost the game right there when Carrington, you know.
Yeah, man.
Didn't do his thing.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Oh, and one more thing. And I know you got other calls, but one more thing. You know, when we showed up on preseason, how we were showing on 3 tight end sets, I didn't see too much of what they did with the what was it, the Bills when they had Reed out. They had what's his name go towards the middle of the field?
Vernon Davis?
Yeah, Vernon Davis go in the middle of the field. Reed, I mean,
and now it's Paul.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but they didn't use those 3 tight end sets like they did with the Bills, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, and let me tell you what happened. So I'll give you an example of why you didn't see it as much tonight. They had it in on first down. They had the personnel in there, right? And on the first play, we got a false start penalty. Now it's 1st and 15. I know you're not running in this 3 tight end set now because the threat of the run has essentially been taken out. So now I'm looking for you to pass out of this 3 tight end set. So once you get into 1st and 15, I'm switching my personnel. Now Jamison Crowder is coming onto the field, and I'm taking out Vernon Davis. Now Ryan Grant is coming onto the field, and I'm taking out Niles Paul. That's what happens when you have penalties like we did tonight. You switch your personnel, the things that you want to do, the things that you thought you were going to be able to do going into the game, it all changes when the down and distance changes. So now that it's 1st and 25, yeah, we wanted to run the football out of a 3 tight end set and then go play action fake on 2nd down when it was 2nd and 7, 2nd and 6. Well, now it's 1st and 25. We can't play action fake off of 2nd and 23 or 2nd and 19. They're not falling for that. They know we're not running the ball on 2nd and 19. So the whole dynamic of the game changes when you put yourself in the positions that we put ourselves in tonight.
Right. All right, man. I appreciate everything, man. And like you said, man, that defense, it needs to do a 360 fast. So, you know, like you said, you know, the offense is on point. Purchase a little, you know, bright lights Monday night, first game against one of the best in the league as a team. You know, all that's going to get better, of course, in time, you know, throughout the season. But that defense definitely needs to do a 360, you know.
Yeah, and you really want them to do a 180. If you do a 360, you turn back around and be in the same spot. They need to do a 180. They need to do a 180 and turn and to do the opposite of what they did tonight. We don't want them to turn back into what we saw tonight. So, yeah, man. Hey, I appreciate you chiming in, man. Look forward to hearing from you, and I'm glad you were able to call in, man. Want to hear from you in the future. Take care of yourself.
All right, you too, man. I'll try to holler at you on Wednesday.
Hey, sounds good, man. Take care.
All right.
All right, so that was the last call. I'm going to try to answer a couple of your comments, and then we're going to get out of here. We've been here venting long enough, and I apologize to any Steelers fans that were in here that was looking for more Steelers commentary. Kind of hard, man, after you get your ass raped like we did tonight. Kind of hard to talk about the other team, but that's a good football team over there in Pittsburgh. Lionfire says, lots of plays, our defensive line was focused on blocking guys instead of shedding them and getting to the running back. They have blinders on. That's always been our problem. Our guys are more obsessed with taking on blockers than making plays. That was Perry Riley last year, and you're still seeing semblance of that now. It's frustrating. Really, really frustrating. Cruising 26 says, I never saw a cornerback got picked on in the air and on the ground. Hey, y'all gonna leave my man Vitamin B alone, man. He did get a pick tonight. Don't forget that. Mr. DCB215 says, Matt Jones isn't an NFL running back. Looks like Tarzan, plays like Jane. I thought he was okay tonight. I didn't think he was terrible. What do you think about Norman following the best receiver, says Amick89. He's not going to do it. So I really don't think much of it at all. Lion Fire says, Breland tried to catch the ball instead of knock it out of AB's hand. Clear as day. Yeah, he tried to pick it off. And it went right through his damn hands and right in the hands of AB. And at some point, you just need to knock it down. And if he went for the knockdown, he probably would have knocked it down. But he tried to pick it off. Why? If you pick it off, we get it at the 20. If you knock it down, we get it all the way back there at like the 35-yard line. Why are you trying to knock it? Why are you trying to pick it off? Knock it down. He's being greedy. No reason for that. Let's see. All right. James McMillan says, why Iheanacho not active? I don't know, man. That's a good question. That was the question I was asking earlier when I was on Twitter. Like, what in the world is going on? They got to explain that. I'm pretty sure we'll get an explanation as to why they did that. If we pay $75 million for a corner, I need him to travel. I hear you, man. If only it were that simple. Like John Gruden explained on the telecast, when you move guys around that don't normally move around, it changes everything in your coverage. It's not as simple as him just moving around. If it were, I think they'd just do that. All right. Lorenzo Simpson says, once again, Kirk Cousins comes up small on primetime. I'll wait until week 3 to judge Matt Jones. Who? Matt Jones. But he doesn't look good. The team is built like the Cardinals during their Super Bowl run. Huh. Bernard543 says, no pass rush equals exploits in the secondary. That is a true equation if I've ever seen one. Mr. DCB215 says, Doxson did indeed catch a pass at the end. I, unfortunately, was in here prepping for the show at that point. So I didn't see it, but yes, I've been told 1 catch for 9 yards. So good for him. Good for him to get on the board, but didn't do us one bit of difference in this ball game. So that's gonna do it for us tonight, man. I appreciate everybody for joining us on this program. Redskins get trounced 38-16 on Monday Night Football. It's been a house of horrors for the Redskins on primetime at home, and that continues tonight as the Steelers walk into FedEx and walk out with a big W, 38-16. I am going to see you a little bit later on at the conclusion of the Rams-49ers game. Got to go catch up on that right now as that's recording as we speak. So I'll see you a little bit later on Monday Night Football overtime. If it happens in the National Football League, whether big or small, we cover it all here in the lab room. Come back and join me as I continue to break down anything and everything in the National Football League. Remember, we're changing the game 1 live feed at a time. I'll see you a little bit later on tonight. Have a
Broncos won the Super Bowl when Peyton Manning retired. 49ers won 5 games and Tom Sula got fired. RG's in Cleveland and my Rams hit the West Coast. Be sleepless in Seattle 'cause that